Well, we'll go back to that after this match. I'm just going to have a quick look at builds. We're seeing Dragula and Crown Tyrant, the same two ships we were watching yesterday from the Crows. They are... Dragula is running a field gun front with a disabling Flamer Carronade side.
That is actually a very courageous build for this particular map.
It's dangerous if it gets caught in close.
And this is just moving... That's probably might be why Crown Tyrant is leading.
Crown Tyrant leading with a Gatling Flak combo, which is so common on close range, sort of mid-range Pyramidians. And he's actually running the dual field guns on the side, which is fair enough.
Interesting tactic.
The Dirty Duck is running the exact same loadout, however they've switched the sides. They've got their Gatling and Flak on, which is, yeah, it doesn't really matter. It's a matter of taste. It all depends on where you want your secondary, what you want your secondary engineer shooting. Because your secondary engineer will sit on that left side so they can fire and repair the balloon.
While I would normally agree with you here, the fact is that none of these teams have gunners.
Wow. Wow. All right.
Yeah, well, I asked them previously about it. Apparently the Ducks don't define the role by the class anymore. They define the role by the gun.
Oh, okay.
For instance, on Smollett's ship, the Dirty Duck, rather than having pilot, chief engineer, secondary engineer, and so on and so forth, instead they use on pilot squash, because pilot, you have to have a pilot on a ship.
Yep.
Then there's more bits on the lumberjack, crack on the heavy. I am talking about the wrong ship. I'm talking about the galleon. I hate this game so much. The galleon squash. Again, more blitz, lumberjack, crack, heavy flak, applesauce, mercury. These are the role names that they gave to me. Smollett, rather than having engineer, they instead have Smollett as pilot, and then Arrow on the interior, the rocket launcher, and Fluer on the Gatling. They don't go with regular class names.
Alright, now it looks like the blue team has just spotted the red team trying to flank around behind them. Crown Tyrant is trying to take some shots from his side field guns. Oh.
This is play at a level of intensity beyond public matches. I mean, I'm sure both of these crews are either caught between that twilight zone between constant angry shouting at each other and deadly silence.
Yep, just looking everywhere for the opponents.
Seems to be paying off for the Ducks, though. Crows are certainly trying to sneak around, just try and get into a decent position. Ducks aren't having any of that. They spotted them, they got behind the cover.
Yep, they've gone into the clouds and behind this rock. They're going to try and get the advantageous position here.
The Ducks have been proven to be able to use the terrain when they're sniping to immense effectiveness.
Yep.
However, they haven't proven themselves to be great cloud snipers.
So that's interesting. That means if VVV hasn't shown up, they have forfeited to the Pastafarians. The Pastafarians will then be going up against Musasaurs after this, correct?
Oh, yes. There's an interesting fact about the Pastafarians, actually. You cannot type Pastafarian in-game. It removes the Aryan.
What?
It's a Nazi thing.
Oh.
Considering all the trouble they've been having with Nazi names, I'm not surprised, really.
Oh, well, fair enough then. Oh, Crown Tyrant is taking a few free hits. Actually, quite a lot of free hits there. We saw some flak, some Gatling. Wow, Dirty Duck has done a great job keeping the Crown Tyrant in range. Crown Tyrant taking a lot of damage. Crown Tyrant's ally is trying to get the Dirty Duck off him, but it's not quite working. Ooh, the Crown Tyrant goes... Yep.
Will Dragula be able to deal enough damage to the Dirty Duck before that armor is repaired? Something tells me no.
Yeah. Oh, wait, no, that was a bit more health there. I don't know. It depends on how well the Lucky Duck shoots here. Well, Dirty Duck rising up a bit. Dragula has actually decided not to meet Grind and is looking like he's going to go group up with Crown Tyrant, which is a good call. Very good call. Dirty Duck is going to get its armor up time and time again, and you're playing with fire, trying to get shots like that off to kill him while you've got the Lucky Duck in behind you.
You don't want to be trying to force your way through temp armor with a galleon destroying you. That just would not end well for them. It was actually a really, really good move from the Dirty Duck to just lift out there. And now the Crows have been reunited. Or not. Dragula seems to be
facing the wrong way. Dragula, you need to turn around. All right,
Well,
here we go.
maybe not.
So now Crown Tyrant is quite a bit ahead of Dragula. It might want to fall back just a bit, which it is now doing. It has realised its predicament.
Both ships are backing away from each other. These guys are playing this so cautiously.
They are. I don't expect this to happen with Pastafari and Muse, because, Muse Spa likes to charge in.
Yeah, and Pastafarians have shown themselves to be a fairly aggressive team. At least in practice matches, which,
So, we made the right call yesterday. The Duck is using a sort of a Galleon Pyramidian combo. We're seeing a lot of Pyramidian from the Crows because, they like the ship, which is fair. Let's have a look
Crows
at
being the previous King's Gambit team. They were known as Ophelia in the Fields tournament, weren't they?
Yes, Ophelia.
More precisely, the Crow team is actually a mixture of Aqua Muppets and Ophelia, neither of which managed to... Ooh. Did you see that?
No, some very good shooting, though. I saw the wreckage flying down. That was incredible.
And these are snipers right here. And so, it's amazing they're doing this without gunners.
So, really, with the reduced effectiveness of heatsink clips, you don't really need heavy clips. You'd only be using charged rounds on these guns, so you'd only need that one clip spot.
This is probably true. I mean, I'd assume that they're using heavy clip on the flak, but still.
The Lucky Duck was definitely trying to lift out of that. He's just getting that odd shot off, and it's just starting to chip away on his health a little. Lucky Duck looks to be going to use the cloud cover and rocks to his advantage. Dirty Duck actually getting a really good spawn and coming in nice and quick.
I don't think it's going to help them all that much. The Crows have tracers on them. Those gunners are tracking them. The Crows have really set up in a really, really good position here. Because you can just see that at any moment the Crown Tyrant is able to back out, as is Dragula, and they can back out in entirely different directions, just fade back into the canyons. And as we all know, taking a galleon into the canyons is not a good thing.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what the Ducks are thinking.
Good choice. Interesting that the Ducks at this point are actually charging this heavy field gun line.
Oh, it seems to be working.
Oh, yep, it's actually working beautifully. Crown Tyrant taking a lot of damage. Dirty Duck right up in his grill. Looks to be some flame on the balloon, however, so that's going to be slightly inconvenient.
Unless I'm mistaken, the Dirty Duck managed to do that by itself. The Lucky Duck was facing forwards. There was no way it could do any damage. The Dirty Duck was able to punch through the armor and do that much damage just on its own. So yeah, there definitely has to be charge shot in that.
Yep. Crown Tyrant lifted out. Dirty Duck didn't try to lift
in. Oh,
in.
here comes the hatches.
Watcher.
Oh, be nice to me. Do the winner overslip. Crown Tyrant really trying to escape over that barrier now. Will it be able to, though?
Oh, Dirty Duck ramming into the dirt. That is going to be really inconvenient in the chase. It's going to be several seconds that the Crown Tyrant is going to have to bring its armor back online.
Those seconds are over. It's already firing.
And we see the disadvantage of bang. There we go. We see the disadvantage on the Lucky Duck of only having what is likely charged rounds on those Hwatches. You saw the spread just then was unbelievable, and they missed a large majority of the shots. But you don't miss anything from that range. Just saying.
The Ducks and the Crows, both of them are hitting these incredible shots. Dealing so much damage to each other. It's just insane. I mean, I cannot imagine pubbing against any of these teams. That is just...
No.
That makes me shiver.
And now it's down to crunch time. Crow only needs a good 2 kill to get victory. The Dirty Ducks, however, only need the 1 to come away with the victory on this match. So Crow's going to have to play very cautiously.
Yeah, but the question is, are these teams actually going to go cautious? The Ducks have seen that playing cautious against the Crows just is not effective. That they can try as much as they like, but the Crows are just going to outsnipe them every time. Whereas the Ducks, if they get close enough to do that damage, then, it's so much damage. And they only need 1 kill too, which means that they can suicide charge with no negative consequences unless both of them go down.
Unless both of them go down. But with a Galleon in the mix, it's very hard to do.
Yeah, I don't think that the double Pyramidians of the Crows are going to take down that Galleon very quickly. Especially not with the Duck Engineers. Now, the Galleon, the engineer on that, more Blitz and Applesauce, there's no way they're getting through that quickly.
No, absolutely not. I want to quickly discuss the build on the Lucky Duck. It's very similar to the build we see running on the Gentleman's Teabag.
To be fair, that is the standard build for
It
galleons at
is,
this point.
yeah. The only difference is the Harpoon on back and the Lumberjack on side. Now, I want to discuss this Lumberjack on the side. I don't believe it's as effective as the Heavy Flak on the side.
I'd actually have to disagree with you there, because there is a lot to be said for disabling the balloon and destroying the components and dealing damage to the hull. I mean, there's just nothing they can do against a decent Lumberjack gunner. And I should probably add that Morblitz is the one on that Lumberjack, and he has been using nothing but the Lumberjack. He has mastered that arc to the point where he can demolish players from across the fjords, probably. I've been told this. Interestingly enough, you mentioned the Harpoon on the back of the Lucky Duck.
Mm-hmm.
I have been present on Squash's ship when he's been trying to use that Harpoon. That is not decorative. He can use that Harpoon to engage and turn that galleon. He tried to do that with me in 2 level 1s and succeeded.
Oh, God. Yes, but it is you, good sir.
Yeah, I did not help the situation. He had a field gun on the side. It was not my fault. Okay,
Yep.
It seems like both of these players are camping now, and there is no
Yeah.
other word for it. I mean, it doesn't help that the Pyramidians already look like tents.
This is actually a really good position they've got themselves in. It's very hard. It's actually impossible to slip around behind them from the looks of it.
I don't think the Ducks would ever consider slipping around behind the Crows, though.
No. And they can see all points of entry. However, it looks like the Crows are sick of it all. And they look to be trying to maybe flank around them.
No, that's not what they're doing. I think Dragula is just moving to get a better position, because they know the Ducks have to kill both of them.
Yep. No, only
Dragula,
one
by
of
moving... Oh, yeah, my bad. I guess I'll be quiet now. I thought you were supposed to be the tired one.
I'm not tired, I just woke up.
Yeah, whatever.
Alright, so Dirty Duck and Lucky Duck still camping down low in these clouds and not doing much. Dirty Duck giving its engine just a little twirl there, probably to keep itself in position.
Sorry, I have to interrupt you there, but Dragula, I think the reason it's pulled back is because Aqua, the captain of Dragula, has disconnected.
Oh, no.
That's bad timing.
Yep, that is
Are the Ducks
very
going to use
poor
it?
timing.
Are the Ducks going to take advantage of this, though? I mean, it wouldn't be sporting, but these guys aren't gentlemen, they're Ducks.
Ducks are evil. Just everybody knows
They
this.
are evil.
YouTube knows this.
Yeah. They're just sitting there. I'm wondering what they're doing. I mean, this is the sort of patience you would not see in regular matches, and unfortunately, it's the sort of patience you see in Duck matches all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you remember the match versus the Ducks versus the Gentlemen, where the Ducks tried to outsnipe the Gentlemen and almost succeeded.
Yep, the half-hour sniping match. Hell, it almost hit 40 minutes.
What was I thinking? This is not a good map for the Ducks.
I don't think anything is gonna take the Ducks away from their sniping preference. Nothing is going to affect that. They know what they likes, and they're gonna stick with it.
They likes what they know.
Yep. Aquamac still yet to come back, and AI Gunner has now joined.
Wow, the Dragula actually being piloted by an AI gunner. Wonderful. Which, by the way, the AI gunner, the only gunner in the match.
Oh, God.
And yet somehow still outperformed by the others, I'm guessing.
It's interesting. I haven't seen some of these names before.
Quite a few of them are newer players. I mean, both the Ducks and the Crows have been drawing from the new player base.
Yeah.
And
Dawnmaster,
incidentally, if you are one of
Twinkie
the
Delight.
newer players that recently joined up, then don't be afraid of approaching these teams. They are very, very friendly for the most part.
And they will
say
teach you. And as we can see, they've brought new players onto their tournament teams. So obviously their level of skill has, met their standards, which can only happen
it's
through
clear.
practice, teaching, etc., etc.
Some of these teams have put hundreds of hours into practicing this.
Yep. Don't get
That's
us
just-
started on Zill again.
Yeah, Morby was complaining about that in Steam. Well, not complaining. He was being admiring it, but still,
Yeah.
we know he's complaining. I would not like to be on the gentleman's team right now. Let's put it that way.
No.
Then again, I'll be quiet now. We're supposed to be impartial, supposed to be professional about this. So, you know, I'll stop talking.
I wouldn't like to be on either team. The stress on these teams would be
definitely
unbelievable.
Yeah, well, just the thought of can you imagine the stress on the captains, especially because the captains, any moment they could snap and make a decision that would screw up their entire teams.
Yep. One regrettable decision and it's all over. They will have completely stuffed it up. One moment, ladies and gentlemen, the screen will go black for just a sec. Just while these teams are sitting there, I'm going to give you something which Swallow prepared earlier, which is actually a wonderful, wonderful thing that we will be using. So we are watching the paddling and the crows. So
I really hope these are accurate. I think there might be an inaccuracy with the crows, but screw it. I can't do anything about it. They changed it around.
All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We have team cards showing roles and nationalities of players when we could get them. So we are... Oh, wow, I've given us 2 Crow Corvuses somehow. Somehow one of them named the paddling was...
Oh, please don't tell me I've managed to screw that up too.
No, here we go. I've got a paddling now.
You've got a paddling?
I've got the paddling.
That has unfortunate implications.
So these are team cards. So as we can see, Crow Corvus on ship 1, we have Aquamac, Grey Knight, CFG, and a Zitrus Killer.
I have to actually correct you there. Unfortunately, Zitrus Killer couldn't be woken.
Couldn't be woken. Okay, so we
couldn't be woken. He was completely passed out on vodka or something.
Oh, right.
I shouldn't say that. That's just
Oh, Aquamac has actually returned, which is excellent
finally.
to see.
Just
However,
in time for Matt to disconnect.
Neither team
But
moving.
yeah, so apparently I got this wrong. The Crows aren't using any gunners. They did not tell me this.
Well, there we
Bastards did not tell me this. Anyway, Zitrus Killer has been replaced by Urs.
Okay, sure. And on ship 2, we have Scrimshaw, Veta, Matalald, Anguissad.
Matt.
Okay. And Natar Ravenclaw. The paddling on ship 1, we have Squash, Morblitz, Crack, Applesauce. Ship 2, Captain Smollett, Captain Arrow, Flurere, and Doormaster.
No, I think it's Mr. Arrow, Doug.
Doug, whatever.
Doug.
So, normally, of course, we would actually show these before the match. But with the whole, daylight saving debacle, I'll ask some people about it.
You could always just link them to hotkeys.
No, they are linked to hotkeys.
Ah, already?
Yep. Oh, it takes me all of 4 seconds to set up. Neither team.
Like both of the teams have actually agreed to
anything.
Both teams have agreed to a ceasefire in a way because of Aquamac and lag issues.
Oh, and now Matt is actually disconnected as well. Very gentlemanly of them, very sporting if they are waiting for disconnected teams. However, you know, it's a little bit boring.
Oh, it's incredibly boring. I'm telling them to get a move on.
To hell with all your tactics and planning. We want action.
Blood!
Oh, your voice break a bit there, Swallow.
Shut up. Anyway,
well, we have movement from Crown Tyrant. I believe it's just going to go meet up with Dragula.
Who knows?
Maybe.
I mean,
Matt
at this point, from the perspective of either team, they could be anywhere, really. There's no way to know. I mean, the Crows could have set up anywhere in their spawn, whereas the Ducks... Well, the Ducks could be... Well, I guess Crows are in the better position here because the Crows know that the Ducks can't come up from behind them, whereas the Ducks don't know that the Crows haven't taken the shortcut.
Yep.
So the Ducks have to keep their eye on their backs. But the Ducks have proven that they are more than capable of handling themselves in tight situations. Their reactions as a crew are quite impressive.
And with this large area, I just wouldn't want to charge at the Ducks. It's just not something I would do. There's too much open ground for just clean field gun shots.
And as we both know, there is only one thing stupider on this map than taking a galleon into the canyons, and that's approaching a set-up galleon in the canyons. Because that broadside, if it does land, it lands hard. We've seen it already with the Hwatches landing on the Crow ships, on the Crow Pyramidians, just demolishing them, supported by the Ducks Pyramidian as well. And we've lost Matt.
Again, dear God.
Again. Yeah, these teams really do need to get their thumbs out now. We have teams waiting. I mean, I personally want to see what happens when the Pastorarians, because that's what the filter calls them, face off against Muse, like the actual Muse team.
It's going to be interesting. I'm excited to see the skill of the Pastafarians. I'm looking forward to seeing where they might stand in these cogs.
Yeah, me too, but I'm also really interested in seeing how far Muse have come. Because they have been practicing almost non-stop, and they've been scrimming against these teams, again, non-stop. I mean, in certain cases, Howard has had to bribe these teams with outfits in order to, offer them victory prizes for beating Muse team.
To just get them in there, yes.
Can't say that sort of thing. Bubbles might hurt me. Anyway, I was going to say let's go back to the action, but
there is no action to be gone back to. So, actually, we've got some red team movement. Crown Tyrant and Dragula moving. Don't know quite where yet.
I think they're going in. Oh, hello. I think Squash is disconnected too. That would be terrible timing.
No, Squash is back. Squash is here.
Odd. It just said that he was just started playing Guns for Chris again. Ah, well, whatever. Steam is weird.
Steam does have its issues from time to time.
I think we can all be hopeful, though, that the Ducks and this map do not meet again anytime soon.
It's going to happen with the Ducks in any map, really.
Yeah, this is probably true. Maybe we should have put the Ducks in Jewel of Dawn.
Actually, with the wind, it could have been interesting. That could be a pretty effective counter to the sniping.
What do you think the gents were on that map?
Crown Tyrant taking a bit of a bounce off that rock just there.
I think these crews have they've hit their limit. I mean, there's so much fatigue involved here.
Oh, I think the blue team has spotted them. Yes,
They've
the blue
them.
team
We've
has
got action.
spotted them. Woohoo! Shots! Hooray! Dirty Duck looked to have shoot vented down, so he dropped out, trying to avoid the shots coming in from the red team.
Okay, now just look at the Crows. Look at how close they're coming together. And I think the Crown has actually bounced off the terrain.
Yeah.
The Crows are taking some serious damage, but Dirty Duck is actually taking damage as opposed to, just temp hole. Like, the Dirty Duck is...
Wow,
Dragula's
Dragula's balloon is gone. He must have been smashed by that lumberjack.
Oh, now he's bouncing off too. Problem is, the Dirty Duck has actually been getting in the way of Lucky Duck's shots.
Dragula needs to lift, or he needs to shoot, or he needs to get out his armor. No, his engineer. Oh, a victory by Lumberjack to the Ducks. The Ducks taking the Crows in match 2 of the Cogs.
I don't think that we can really attribute that to the Ducks. That was the Canyon claiming another victim. Did you see the way they were
Canyon OP needs nerf.
Yeah, it does need nerfing. The Canyon just, nasty.